Hello everyone, I'm Zishansha and welcome to zinteractive. So in this lesson number 2, we will learn transformation tools in 3D Studio Max. Transformation tools or manipulation tools are basically the most essential part of every 3D application. So let's see how we can rotate, scale and move around the objects in 3D Studio Max. Who's doing that? Hey, hey, hey. No, don't make it big. Don't scale it up. Don't scale it up.
This is so fun.
Let's duplicate him.
Wait, let's delete him.
So let's begin with the transformation tools, or you can call it manipulation tools. Now there are 4 different types of transformation or manipulation tools. The first one is the select object. Okay, which is this one. Then you have here select and move. Okay, then you have select and rotate. Then you have select and uniform scale or non-uniform scale, or you can simply say select and scale. Okay, first see the select object. Select object is here and the shortcut is Q on the keyboard. When you press Q on the keyboard, so directly you will jump on the select object. Now when I pressed Q, I just jumped over here. Okay. Now select object, as the name suggests, is a tool which only selects your object. You can just click on the objects and the object will be selected. So you can select any object on your screen by just clicking on it. Okay, and then after that you can perform any kind of operation on it. Okay, so whenever you hover over any object, you will see that it highlights as yellow. This is just to help you if you have a lot of objects on your screen. So sometimes what happens, it gets confused, or you get confused like which object I'm going to select right now. Okay. For example, I have a lot of objects and they are just placed in this way on the screen. So they are overlapping. Now it's hard for me to select any one of these. Let me deselect all of them. To deselect, you have to press anywhere outside your screen. Okay, like outside of your object, like suppose here. So now I want to select this, but my cone is in front, my box isn't at the back. So if I hover over any of the objects, it will be highlighted as yellow. That means that's the object which is going to be selected. So if the sphere is highlighted yellow with the yellow border, so that means the sphere will be selected. So this will avoid any kind of confusion and it will make sure that you are selecting the sphere. Okay, so when you click on the sphere, so you will see that the sphere is now highlighted as blue, which means it is now selected. Okay, so these are a few things that help you in your process. Okay, now simple selection, you just have to click. But what if you want to select more than one object? To select more than one object, you have to press Ctrl on your keyboard and you can click on the objects that you want to select. And like what I did right now, I pressed the Ctrl key on my keyboard and selected all of them one by one. But while I was selecting, my finger was on the Ctrl key. Okay, so you can put any finger you want, but don't put your toe on the keyboard. Okay, that's pretty weird. Okay, now once you like, one way you can do it from the viewport, other way you can do it is from the Explorer. Okay, let me deselect by clicking outside. I can select anything just like from the Explorer. Also I can select from the Explorer just like this, or you know, like whatever I can do, I can press Ctrl key and select as many objects from the Explorer. So this is like another way to do it from the Explorer. So you can do either from Explorer or from the viewport itself. Okay, now another way to select object is to make a marquee around your selection. Like suppose by first I will deselect. Now I will click anywhere and keep my mouse left button pressed and draw a marquee, and whatever will come in the marquee, like suppose if you will see, all 3 objects are in the marquee. Cone, half of the cone is in the marquee. Complete sphere is in the marquee. Half of the box is in the marquee. Doesn't matter, okay, if it is full or half, but it will be selected. Now all of them are selected. Okay, so you noticed sphere was completely inside the marquee, half of the cone was there, half of the box was there, but still these they both got selected, even if like they were half in the marquee window. But what if I don't want that? I want only that object to get selected, whatever is completely inside the marquee. So to change that method, to change that mode, what I need to do, I have to go over here. Right now I am in the mode which is basically a crossing mode. Now what is the crossing mode? If you can see on the screen, the crossing mode left image, even if half of the object is inside the marquee window or marquee region, it will be selected. Okay. Other than that, we have here, if I will click it again, I will be in the window mode. Now what is the window mode? This is the window mode. Okay. Window mode means the object that is completely inside my marquee region will be selected. So now I'm in the window mode. Now I'm not anymore in the crossing mode. So let's see. If I will draw a region just like this, so just see the cone is not completely inside, the box is not completely inside, only thing that is completely inside is the sphere. So if I leave my region, my marquee now, my left mouse button now, so you will notice that only the object which was completely inside, for instance the sphere, it's only selected. Okay, but I will keep it like crossing. Okay, so it makes more easier for me. So I will keep it in that way. Okay, after that, we have region shapes or region modes, you can say. Right now I'm in the rectangular region like shape or rectangular region mode. Okay, so when I drag my my selection with the mouse with the left mouse button, it's in a square shape. I can change this from here. I can go here simply and I can change it to sphere. So now if I will drag my mouse, okay, so you can see that a sphere is being created. Okay, it do the same thing as the rectangular one, but the shape is basically circular. Okay, other than that, we have here which is like a polygon, you can say, tool, and like in Photoshop you have polygon lasso tool in Photoshop. It's just like that. Here it's called fence selection region. What you do is that you just click one time on the screen, like click and then drag and make a line and then leave your mouse. So when you click and drag and leave your mouse, your drawing will be continued. Okay, so you can click anywhere on the screen just like this. Okay, and it will start making like a polygon, and from where you started you can go there and then you can close your region and those objects will be selected. Okay, if you have worked on Photoshop and you have worked on polygon or lasso tool, it's almost the same thing. Then here we have the fourth one, and this one is basically lasso like selection tool, just like the lasso tool that we have in Photoshop. So you just click and drag and draw on your screen just like this. Okay, and then you leave and your object will be selected. Okay, after that, let me deselect everything. The last one is the spray paint selection region. It's like spray paint tool. Okay, so what it does is that when I click and drag on my screen, a small circle, tiny small circle will appear. So this circle is what it is showing, depicting like a paint spray. So whatever object I will move on will get selected. Okay, it's like whatever object you are spraying on will be selected. Okay, let me do it again. Click it. Now I will go here. Now I will go here, and then I will go here. Okay, so I hope this whole selection process is clear right now. Okay, let me deselect everything. Now let's move from selection to the select and move transformation tool. Now what is the select and move transformation tool? Just like the name suggests, it can select the object, but at the same time it can also move your object. Okay, so the shortcut is W. So when I press W on the keyboard, you will move to select and move. Now whatever object I want, I can select it just like regular selection, okay? Or I can do this selection because right now I'm in the spray mode, or if I can go in the regional mode, I can make a selection like that. But at the same time, what I can do is that I can move the objects one at a time if one object is selected, or all of them if all of them are selected, okay? So how to move these objects? So suppose if I want to move only one, so let me deselect and click only sphere. I have now 3 axes on the screen. So you can see these 3 axes. X-axis, which can move my object, horizontally back, like, left and right, okay? Left and right, just like that. Then I have y-axis, which can move it back and forth. Then I have z-axis, which can move my object up, top and bottom, okay? So if I want to, if I'm zooming in, you can see that the size of my icon remains same. What if you want to change the size of the icon? Sometimes you want to change the size of your icon, so you can press plus or minus button on your keyboard. So plus will make your icon bigger, minus will make your icon smaller, okay? So let me make it a little bigger so you can easily see what's going on. Now, if I want to move it left and right, so I will go to the x-axis, and that x-axis will be highlighted and other will be grayed out, or will be dim, okay? So now if I will click on the X and try to drag my mouse, okay, you can see that it's only moving in that direction. It's restricting my object to only move in that direction. I cannot go up or down or back and forth, okay? But if I want to go back and forth, so I will click on the Y with my mouse left button, and then I can drag the object, and it will only restrict me to move back and forth, and it will not allow me to go left or right or any other direction. Z, it will move it only top and bottom, and it will not allow me to move back and forth or left or right. Other than that, we have these walls. Now these are 3 walls, or like 2 walls and 1 floor, you can say, okay? Now this wall, basically if I zoom in, you can see that this wall is basically between Z and X, okay? This wall here, you can see that it's between Y and Z. And if I rotate it around, you can see there is a floor which is between X and Y. So what are these? These are basically the same thing as I was doing here with the x-axis, moving it around, but it will allow me to move in 2 directions. If I'm using this wall, so I can move it left and right, also top and bottom, okay? So I can move it left and right, and also I can move it top and bottom, but I cannot move it back and forth, okay? So I hope it's clear. So it is for 2 axes, Z and X at the same time. Now if I want Y and Z at the same time, so I will use this one. I can move back and forth, up and down, okay, but I cannot move it left or right, okay? So I'm restricted to that. Now this one, which is the floor, this is between X and Y, so it will only allow me to move on x-axis and y-axis, means left and right, back and forth, but it will not allow me to move my object top or bottom. So if I move it here, I can move left and right, back and forth, but it's not allowing me to move top and bottom. However, there is this small square in between this whole thing. This is basically a free movement tool which will allow me to move anywhere, okay, depending on my camera angle, okay? So my camera angle, like my perspective view or my view is basically in this direction, so it will only move it in that direction, okay? So basically depending on your view of your viewport, so this is how it will move it, okay? So I hope the moving tool is now clear. If you want to move, you can move all of them by selecting all of them, and they will move in the same way, okay? So the icon is too big. Let me make it a little smaller, okay? So I hope you have understood about the axes and how the axes work, okay? Now the next one here is the select and rotate. The shortcut is E. So if I press E on my keyboard, you will notice that now I'm in the rotation mode. So as the sphere was selected, So my sphere is now basically in the rotation mode. So let me make it a little bigger so you can see clearly. Now, rotation mode is basically select and rotate. You can select any object, you can rotate at the same time. Okay. So when I select any object, I get a lot of circles here. Okay, which is a bit overwhelming for the first time when you're looking at it, something. Okay. So what are these circles? There are some color circle. Okay, let me show you from here. This is basically the one which is red. Okay, this is like the green one. This is the blue one. The red one indicates the x-axis. Green one indicates the y-axis, and the blue one indicates the z-axis. So if you will see, z-axis is pointing upward. So that means in this direction, like it's like a pole basically. Okay, so pole means like you will like if I want to rotate it, okay, so it will rotate around like this. Okay, because the pole is here is the vertical pole, so this is like a vertical pole, so it will rotate around like this. Okay, so this is the z-axis, the blue one. So if I rotate it, so it will rotate around it. Basically, sphere is not a good object to rotate because it's already circled, so you don't see what's going on. Let's take this one. Okay, this box. Okay, now if I will rotate it, you can see now more clearly it is rotating around that z-axis, which is the vertical pole. Okay, so I hope it's clear now. After that, we have this x-axis, the green, the red one. Okay, now if you notice here, the x-axis is at this side. Okay, so it will rotate around this x-axis. Okay, like suppose if I rotate it, will rotate around this x-axis like this. Okay, so just like this. I hope it is clear. Okay, now here is the green one, which is the y-axis, and you can see the y-axis is pointing in this direction. So that means if I will choose the y-axis and rotate it, so it will rotate around this axis like this. Okay, so just like this. So I hope it is clear now how the rotation works and how the axis of the rotation works. And apart from these colored circles, we have here one outward one which is next to all these colored ones, but it is gray color. Okay, what is this? This is like a gimbal. So when I click it, so you can see the whole thing highlights. So it's like a gimbal ball. Okay, so when I rotate it, I can rotate freely in any direction I want. Okay, so this is basically all in one, you can say that. Okay, so anywhere you click, it will work, and that's all. Now there is the last circle, which is completely the outside, the outer one, this one. What is this basically? This is like a free rotation, but depending on your camera view. So if I will rotate it, whatever angle of my camera is right now, I'm facing in this direction. Okay, so it will rotate around that direction. So depending on your camera view. So if I will rotate my scene, so now it will rotate in this direction. Okay, and if I rotate, put my camera view like here, so it will rotate in this direction. This is the way how your orbits work here. Okay, so I hope select and rotate is now clear. Now let's move to the scale. So scale shortcut is R on your keyboard, so you can select your object, okay, and then you can scale it. So let's try scaling the our cone here. So just like moving tool, you will get these three axes. Y-axis will only allow you to scale on this y-axis, which is back and forth. This will only allow you to scale on the x-axis, which is basically left and right, and this will allow you to scale top and bottom, which is actually your z-axis. Okay, and if you will go in the middle, you can scale it uniform, all of them at once. okay, which basically it's good when you are scaling your objects, because sometimes you don't want to stretch them like this. So you want to scale them uniformly, so you will go in the middle and then you can scale it up and down. Okay. Other than that, you have these borders here. So these are the same thing as you have in the moving tool. So this one is basically will allow you to scale X and Z at the same time. Okay, you can see on the screen. This will allow you to scale Z and Y at the same time, and this will allow you to scale X and Y at the same time. Okay, so if you want to flatten something, so you can use this one. Okay, so this is how your scaling tool will work. So I hope you have understood about all the transformation tools, and it's hope everything is clear. And try to make some few objects. Okay, I know that we have not gone through like creating any objects, but these lesson files I will upload it on the my link, and you can find the download link in the description below. So you can easily download from there all the lesson files, and then you can open it up and you can do the practice. Okay, so guys, we will see on the next lesson. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet. Okay, click the bell icon so that you can be notified with all the tutorials which will be coming in the future. Also, please watch my videos from starting to end, because there are a lot of important stuff and important things that I state in between the videos. So always watch it completely and watch it online. Please do not download my videos and watch it while you're on YouTube. Watch it on YouTube from starting to the beginning, because it will help me to get watch hour times. Otherwise what happens, I don't get the watch hour times, and it's quite problematic for me. It becomes very problematic for me to run this channel, because if I don't get enough watch time hours, I won't be able to create more videos. It will demotivate me. So please help me, support me, spread this channel to your friends and everyone, so that can also learn from all these. There will be a lot of new lessons coming up. Okay, so guys, until the new video comes, stay safe. Okay, and I'll see you in the next lesson.